In division of radicals, we can only divide them if they have the same indices. So in our given, square root of 27 divided by square root of 3. Notice that our indices are the same, which is 2. So we can divide the radicand. So 27 divided by 3, and that is 9. Then finally, the square root of 9 is 3. And this will be our final answer. In given number 2, fifth root of 64 divided by the fifth root of 2. So obviously, our indices are the same. So we can proceed to dividing the radicand. 64 divided by 2, and that is 32. So the fifth root of 32 is 2, and this will be our answer. For given number 3, 8 times the cube root of 16 divided by 2 times the cube root of 2. Since the indices are the same, which is 3, so we can proceed on dividing. Let's start with the numerical coefficient 8 divided by 2, and that is 4. Then 16 divided by 2, and that is 8. Then since we can still simplify cube root of 8 into 2, then after that, multiply 2 times 4, and our final answer is 8. In given number 4, square root of 2 divided by square root of 3. Since we cannot divide this anymore, it will not give us an integral answer, so we can at least simplify this one. So let us transform this into fractional form. Notice that our divisor becomes our denominator. And in the simplified form of a radicals, there should be no radicals in the denominator. So to simplify this, we're going to rationalize it, and that is by multiplying square root of 3 to numerator and denominator, because we want these radicals to be removed. So if we're going to multiply them, square root of 2 times square root of 3, this gives us square root of 6. Then square root of 3 times square root of 3, that is square root of 9. And finally, square root of 9 can be simplified into 3. The radical is now removed, and it is now considered simplified. So our answer is square root of 6 over 3. For our given number 5, square root of 6 divided by 4th root of 3. So notice that our indices are not the same. The index here is 2. The other index is 4. So definitely, we cannot divide them. But if we can do something to make these indices the same, so we can divide them. So what we're going to do is we will apply the law of exponent number 9, wherein we're going to transform this radical into exponential form. So this radicand will be our base. Then this 6 here has an exponent of 1. That will be the numerator of our exponent. Then since the index is 2, that will be the denominator of our exponent. So for in the other expression, this 3 will be our base. Then the exponent is 1. And the index is 4, which is our denominator. Notice that the two exponents here, which is in fraction form, are not a similar fraction because they don't have the same denominator. So if we're going to rename this 1/2 to make them similar fractions, notice that the denominators are now the same, since we know that 1/2 can be renamed into 2/4 because this one is just the same with 1/2. And since the denominators are now the same, and if you're going to transform this back to radicals, notice that the indices are now the same. So we are now ready to divide them. So let us first simplify this. 6 squared is 36 and 3 raised to 1 is 3. And we're going to rewrite this into this form. So since the indices are now the same, we can now proceed to dividing the radicand. 36 divided by 3 is 12. Since we cannot simplify anymore the 4th root of 12, this will be our answer.